Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with the one and only wealth creating maestro, Bob Allen. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, today we're going to talk about scaling. So many of your techniques involve, a lot of legwork, a lot of creativity, which is really good. It helps people get in with little to no money, right? But once you go from 0 to 1, what's the next step to take your business from 1 to 10 in the fastest way possible? How do you scale that?
Well, the market's right. Then you raise enough money from all kinds of different partners so that you can go out and buy portfolios. So there'll be a portfolio of real estate that's owned by a person that has 5, 7, 8, 10, 20 properties. You're looking for someone who is wanting to get out of the game, who's been in the game long enough and now they want to retire, and therefore they're willing to sell you their entire portfolio. Of course, you want the best price. You want the lowest price you can get. It's nice if you can find somebody who has inherited a portfolio of properties from someone who built the portfolio, liked it, enjoyed it, liked the cash flow, and then the heirs got this portfolio of properties, and they start having problems and a bad tenant here, and they really don't know what to do with it. And then you say, let me just take all these properties off your hands and give you a stream of income instead of a stream of problems. And so the stream of income is little or no money down. In other words, let's pick a price that's fair for both of us. I don't want to pay retail, but I don't have to pay full wholesale either. I can give you, maybe 5% below the market, but I want terms. I want the fact that I'll make you monthly payments without me putting a lot of cash down. Now, how do you find an heir who has a portfolio of properties? They're really few and far between, but could you find one in a year if you really were aggressively looking for one? And probably nationwide because you want to look at the entire country. Therefore, could you find one who had a portfolio of 10 properties? Yeah, you could. And you're looking for a highly motivated seller, or the reason why they want to get rid of it, because a person who owns it and loves it is probably going to have a harder time buying it. So that would be one way to scale it. Now, because we're moving into the right kind of time frame, I'm going to give you a quick example of a realtor who, during the last downturn, had been selling real estate and making big money selling and getting commission money, and then 2008 happened, 2009, and his real estate selling business went to zero. Nobody was buying. And there was properties all over the place. This was in Las Vegas, by the way. And the property that he was selling, he had been selling, in fact, had sold $300,000 for the property, is now selling for $30,000. He says, the very same property he just sold, like a year earlier. And he goes, I'm in the wrong game. First of all, I'm not making any money, so why don't I change the game? Why don't I go buy 100 of those $30,000 houses? Let's see, 100 times $30,000. That'd take about $3 million to do that. So, but does he need all that cash? Could he buy some with mortgages and some not? The bottom line is he raised the money. He went out and raised that money, and he said to them, I get 50%, you can have 50%. I'm the one that knows how to do this. I'll buy all the properties for you, for us. You put up the money, I put up the time, and they bought 100 properties like that. Now, where they are today? What are those properties worth today? They're probably worth $500,000 today, but they bought them for
exploded.
Yeah, exploded the values, and now how much did it cost them to get in there? $30,000 a piece. Some of them were selling for $10,000, $5,000, crazy low prices because nobody wanted it, and so they just picked it up. So are we at that time now? No, not yet, not yet. Will we get to that time? I don't know. I don't think so. Interest rates are going to start coming back down. I do. I think we'll finally nip. Inflation has started to peak and started to flow down again. I think interest rate ploy is starting to work, and therefore I don't see the 2008 happening ever again, frankly. But there will be more deals available during this time than in your lifetime. So don't you miss this opportunity.
Love that. And just with scaling, what are the kinds of people you mentioned you need to get in contact with investors, right, so that they can help fund the deals that you find. Who else do you put on your team to be able to find these deals?
You put an internet genius on your team. We need to find somebody who can help us do the internet stuff. And some of these young ones, like this guy, they just understand the internet so much better. You need to have a marketer online that can help you figure out how to find these deals. And a lot of times it's social media. You'll notice my social media has exploded, and people are really interested in this subject. So you find somebody who can help you market your ideas to the world. I need somebody like that on my team, and I do have that person on my team now. But 10 years ago, I didn't have that person on my team. Now you can find almost all the deals you ever want online. Do you have a marketing genius? Well, what do they want? What do they earn? Well, maybe they find the deals, you fund them, you partner together, 50-50. If they find really hot deals, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And then they can help you find 1 a month, 2 a month, 3 a month.
And do you use bird dogs, or do you use wholesalers that bring you deals regularly?
Wholesalers are great because that's their job. They find them at wholesale prices and they flip them to you at a little bit higher prices so they can make some quick cash from it. Yes, there are all kinds of wholesalers out there. And that's their entire business.
Yeah.
And they buy and sell wholesale. And we like that. A bird dog is somebody who, maybe it's a family member who doesn't have a job. So you teach them how to bird dog. I mean, when I was really doing my massive investing, I went to the MBA program where I graduated with my MBA, my master's in business. And I went to their summer jobs, and I told the entire MBA class, if you work with me and I'll coach you, you'll make zero money from a salary this month or this summer, but you'll make more money than anybody else with a salary will make during the summertime between your MBA classes. And so Rex was his name. He was the number one guy in the class. I said, Rex, you're not going to make any cash flow. I'm not going to pay you salary. And so I taught him how to find deals. I showed him the secrets. There are like 9 ways of finding highly motivated sellers. And I said, here, Rex, find these. Go find them. Bring them to me. I had the money, and therefore he brought them to deals. And by the time we did that summer, it was all over. I think we bought 3 or 4 properties, flipped them, and made him much more money in the summertime. And now he left with all this knowledge of how to find deals that I trained him to do. So, hey, that's called bird dogging. So what if you had 10 bird dogs on your team? Now, people will say a real estate agent is a bird dog. And yeah, they kind of are, because they make commissions when they find a property for you, but they don't think wholesale, they think retail. Most realtors are ruined, frankly. They're ruined for us. So you don't want to invest with a realtor who is not an investor, him or herself, who doesn't specialize in investors. Because if you're dealing with a retail, residential, let's buy a home to move a family into, wrong realtor, don't find them. But find an investor realtor, and you can have 10 bird dogs and not have to pay any money, just the commissions when they find a deal. So it's forming a team of bird dogs, whether you're hiring them or using them like realtors, would be another way to scale, to buy more.
Yeah. And are there specific people that are like better geared toward this? Like I think you mentioned that one, like postal workers, or like are there people in different walks of life?
Well, I've heard the postal story myself. I've never used that before.
Gotcha.
One of my current very successful students, I think I've alluded to him. He buys 10 to 20 properties a month, not a year, but a month. And how does he do that? Well, he trains his VAs. They're in Venezuela, and they speak English, but he hires them for peanuts. He's got like 20 of them. And for peanuts, they are scouring the entire United States using these online programs that people can rent for $50 a month, $100 a month. Privy is for all the listed real estate properties in the United States is called Privy. Another one is Real Estate Now or something like that. There are a bunch of them out there, and they have figured out how to track, how to see every property in the United States. And so he teaches his VAs how to explore the entire country, and they do all of it without him looking at any of it. And they bring him a deal that's all tied up, ready to go, and he just approves it yes or no. And so talk about bird dogs. He has 20 bird dogs, very inexpensive, frankly, really crazy inexpensive. And so I don't know if you want to scale it. That's a little harder to do. He scales it, and big money, big money. I don't even do it that way. I don't even think that big, tell you the truth. But I like to deal. My ideal person is a beginner.
Yeah.
I think that's who I was sent to talk to. I don't know if you're a beginner, but if you are, you're my perfect avatar. So keep watching. I'm going to show you how to get to be big.
I love that. And I mean, that goes back to what you're saying, right? Where, like, you always say find it, farm it, and fund it are the three skills that you need in this thing, right? And finding it is the bird dogs, right? If you want to scale, you hire bird dogs to find it. And if you want to fund it, you get investors to fund it for you.
Yes.
And then you're the farmer, right?
That's right.
You're the money maker, the one that knows what to look for, that approves the deals, and that's kind of manages the whole operation.
Yeah. All the books you've ever read will boil it all down to what he just said: finding, funding, farming. Sometimes people don't understand the word farming. It means like real estate is a farm. So what are you going to do? Are you going to buy the farm? That's real estate. And are you going to sell it immediately, flip it for a chunk of cash? Or are you going to rent it out and have a crop on that farm where every year you're farming and you're generating cash flow from your renters? So are you a farm flipper or a farm renter? And that's what it all boils down to. And when you watch my videos online, you'll discover that it all boils down to those three things. If you're good at those three things, you're rich. If you're not good at those three things, you'll never figure it out. How do I find good deals? And when I find them, how do I fund them? Where's the money? It's all around you. And number three, what do I do with the darn thing? Do I put tenants in it? Do I really want tenants? Or do I want to just flip it and get rid of it? Sometimes you can actually tie it up and flip it before you own it. Oh, you're worried about somebody checking your credit, and do you have to have qualified for the down payment? Well, then don't buy it. Tie it up. Flip it to somebody else. Let them do their credit. See, there are just so many ways. There's so many little techniques you can do. So learn them and do them.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming in, Bob. This has really been inspiring for me and for hopefully everyone watching too. We'll check you guys out on the next one.